Coming up next on Good Morning El Paso, friends, family, and fellow Border Patrol agents will say goodbye today to Jose Barraza, the agent killed earlier this week in a crash. And the death of a music icon, the latest on the investigation into Prince's death and how his life was celebrated overnight around the country. Also a tragic accident to tell you about in Brazil, adding to the problems already being faced before the Olympic Games coming up in August.
Good morning. Donald Trump is promising a big change just as he fends off a new attack from Ted Cruz. I'm ABC's Bazi Kanani with the latest on the race for the White House coming up.
Live, where news comes first. From the Mesilla Valley and Las Cruces to El Paso and the borderland. This is ABC 7's Good Morning El Paso.
Today is Earth Day. Good morning. We're taking a live look right now at the Earth from the International Space Station. The very first event for Earth Day was held in America nearly 5 decades ago after a devastating oil spill. It aims to encourage people across the world to be more environmentally friendly. A very good morning and happy Earth Day, El Paso, Las Cruces, and Juarez. Thanks for waking up with us today. I'm Floren. Stephanie Valle is off today, but as you can see, meteorologist Crystal Clay is here, and you've been working hard this morning on a forecast that's pretty packed, Crystal.
Yeah, I couldn't miss a day like today because it's actually a busy forecast for us. We're looking at winds, chances of rain, all elements in today's forecast. This morning, things actually seem pretty calm, though. We're at 61 degrees at the El Paso International Airport. Winds are officially reporting right now at 9 miles per hour, but don't be fooled. Just because they're at officially 9 miles per hour does not mean some parts of town a little breezy to windy out there, including on the west side of town this morning over at the station. Hair was whipping all over the place before he got in. Your relative humidity at 57%. Now today, I do believe this number will be a good one as we even move into the afternoon. By good, I mean higher than 10% like we saw yesterday. We are going to be tracking more moisture and the potential for rain. In Las Cruces, 58 the temperature currently, and winds at 6 miles per hour officially. So wind's not a problem quite yet, but later today, breezy to windy weather, chances of rain. How about your temperatures? We'll have the details on all of the changes moving forward in just a few minutes.
All right, looking forward to it. Thanks so much, Crystal. Happening today, Border Patrol agent Jose Barraza will be laid to rest. He was killed in a car crash involving a semi-truck near Fort Hancock. A memorial service will be held this morning at 10 o'clock. That's at Abundant Living Faith Center. Barraza will then be buried at Mount Carmel Cemetery. His wife Donna also told us, "I would like to thank everyone for their thoughts and prayers during this difficult time. He was an amazing father, husband, son, brother, and friend." The crash happened Monday near Fort Hancock after Barraza had worked an overnight shift. How he hit the semi is still being investigated. The death of an icon happening today. An autopsy is scheduled for pop superstar Prince, who died yesterday in his studio compound in Minneapolis. He was 57. The Interstate 35 bridge over the Mississippi was bathed in a purple light overnight to honor the late legend of music, and a dance party in the streets of downtown Minneapolis lasted into the early morning hours, honoring his legacy. We'll have more on the investigation into his death coming up later on Good Morning El Paso. But meanwhile, 2 people are dead after a bike lane collapses in Brazil. The elevated bike path was heralded as a top project of the Rio de Janeiro Olympics. The accident is just the latest in a series of problems facing the August Olympics Games, which include worries about the Zika virus and underwhelming ticket sales. Giant waves are said to be to blame after it swept up the rocky cliff and took 150 feet of the bike path with it into the sea. 2 other people were rescued. In the race for the White House this morning, could we see a different side of Donald Trump? After his top aides met with Republican leaders, the billionaire frontrunner is promising that he will act more presidential at some point, but not while still fending off attacks like a new one from Ted Cruz over North Carolina's law targeting transgender people. ABC's Bazi Kanani has the latest. It's your voice, your vote.
Donald Trump isn't changing just yet.
We're winning by a lot. We're kicking I'll tell you.
The Republican frontrunner tells supporters he has to stay tough against Ted Cruz and John Kasich.
I've got 2 leftovers. I have to finish that, okay?
Then Trump promises the same thing his top aides told GOP leaders behind closed doors, that he would moderate his tone to appeal to voters in the general election.
At some point, I'm going to be so presidential that you people will be so bored.
But that could be a while. Trump's challengers brush off his calls for them to drop out.
Everybody ought to focus on their own campaign. Don't worry about anybody else's.
Meanwhile, Ted Cruz goes after Trump for his stance on North Carolina's controversial law banning transgender people from using the bathroom they identify with.
He thought that men should be able to go into the girls' bathroom if they want to. Now let me ask you, have we gone stark raving nuts?
Cruz accuses Trump of being politically correct after Trump said the law is bad for business and that he would allow a transgender person like Caitlyn Jenner to use any bathroom she wants in Trump Tower.
Leave it the way it is. North Carolina, what they're going through with all of the business that's leaving and all of the strife.
After hiring new staff to help professionalize his campaign, Trump says he will soon deliver a series of policy speeches and may even use a teleprompter. Bazi Kanani, ABC News, Washington.
Distracted driving causes more than 100,000 traffic crashes every year. A study done at A&M revealed that 38% of Texas drivers admitted to being on the phone while driving. The Department of Transportation wants everyone to pay attention. That's why TxDOT has designated April as the National Distracted Driving Awareness Month. We have ABC 7's Evan Folan live with more. Maybe a whole month will get the message across.
Definitely, Hillary. It's something that we've all done at one point while behind the wheel, whether it's fixing our hair, texting, adjusting the radio, or eating. Distracted driving is a problem. TxDOT says driving-related crashes are the highest among younger drivers between the ages of 16 to 34. That's why TxDOT has also used this month to kick off their annual Talk, Text, Crash campaign, which encourages drivers to put up their phones. According to TxDOT's commissioner, close to 500 people were killed and more than 3,000 people were injured as a result of distracted driving. But it's all preventable if you just pay attention when you're in the driver's seat. TxDOT urges drivers to avoid the following high-risk behind-the-wheel activities, including posting on social media, checking your email, eating, doing your hair, and even watching videos. Now, if you want to be part of the solution and end distracted driving, TxDOT recommends downloading an app that disables texting while driving. They also recommend pulling over if the text is that important. Hillary.
All right, I'll put it in the back seat, right, Evan? Thank you so much. And now let's send things over to meteorologist Crystal Cly. Good morning, Crystal. We'll need both hands on the wheel today, won't we?
Absolutely. Those winds tugging on the wheel and the potential of wet roadways. So seriously, take driving very carefully later on. We are looking at clouds and radar map showing us that right now we're dry. This morning it'll be a very nice, easygoing commute. But as we move forward today, that's when we have the potential of some rain developing, especially in the western portions of our viewing zone. Here is your planner for today. 64 degrees. That temperature at 8 a.m., 78 by noon, and temperature forecasting a high at 85 degrees this afternoon, so still warm with those scattered clouds moving in. A 20 to 30% chance of rain by early this evening, and also the breezy to windy weather conditions. We expect those to last throughout today. Already feeling the winds in some parts of town this morning.
We sure are. Thanks so much, Crystal. A live look at traffic right now. I-10 and Kansas moving along just fine. Traffic nice and light out there. We do have a traffic alert. Saturday and Sunday, westbound lanes of the Porter Highway completely closed between US 54 and Park Street. This will be from 5 a.m. until 6 at night. Also, Delta Drive closed between Cypress and Coles. Crews there will be working on beams for a new overpass. We still have much more to come right here on Good Morning El Paso. El Paso may look taller in the near future. What city planners have in store for a new building on the west side and how residents there are reacting. Plus, the innovative rails for the streetcar project downtown. They've arrived. What makes them so unique? We'll take a look. This is ABC 7, where news comes first.